Hey guys, it's Eric and Karina.
Nature.
And I'm the podcast pilgrim.
Welcome back to the late podcast. The law according to Eric.
So, thank you. If you hear all the rustling in the background, that's brother Josh. And my brother's going to join us for the opening segment because today is about Thanksgiving follies.
Yes.
Right? And funny things that happen at the Thanksgiving table.
Yes.
And so we had a funny moment at the Thanksgiving table also.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I was in Vegas with my brother and his family.
Right.
And the cringy sister-in-law was there.
Of course she was.
Right. With her child.
Uh-huh.
And so, not to take away any of Josh's thunder, so I'm going to let Josh tell the story. This happened right in between, like right as we finished eating, but before the dessert.
All right. Let's hear it, Josh.
All right, Josh, take it away.
Yeah, okay, so my daughter, Lovely, is here. Say hi, Lovely.
Hi. Hi, Lovely.
Hi. She was also there. And look, we never, ever mention the podcast. We just don't.
Right.
In front of the sister-in-law. We never talk about it and hope that none of the 8,500 listeners ever tell her about it.
Right.
And we're all good. And then my son, my beautiful 7-year-old son, said to Eric.
Totally out of the blue. Hold on. Just random. Just out of nowhere. All right, go ahead.
And, I mean, there was a silence.
What did he say?
Whole tape. Everybody just went quiet.
Oh, hold on. She didn't hear what...
Established.
Josh, we didn't hear you say what Micah said.
Oh. So my beautiful son, just out of nowhere, says, "Can I ask you something, Uncle Eric?" And he says it so that everybody can hear. And everybody says quietly, "Yeah, okay, go ask Uncle Eric something." And he says, "Uncle Eric, what's your favorite episode of your podcast?"
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And so Smashley's ears kind of perk up like, huh?
Of course they did.
Huh?
Uh-huh.
And so the worst part is my actual sister-in-law, Erin, goes into panic mode.
Of course she did.
So the excuse she says is, "Oh, it's just for people that he works with, Micah. It's just for his people at work." You know, why the fuck would Micah know about a podcast that are only like internal, right, for us? But that was like her excuse, right? Hoping that no. And so then the worst part, let me be honest, the worst part is after Smashley left, we're sitting there obsessing like, oh, fuck, how's she going to find it?
Right.
So, like, it's probably not that easy to find.
Right.
So right away, my actual sister-in-law goes on Spotify and just searches our last name. Bam, first thing that comes up. Like, oh, fuck. Shit.
Damn.
Uh-oh.
Damn.
Yeah. And then Lovely, by the way, thank you. I'm going to call you out too. She thought it was so funny during dinner to say shit to me like, Uncle Eric, it's almost like.
Oh,
and then she would stop. And then she would stop.
I actually done that.
Nice. Our cover was almost blown. Oh, my God.
Well, it's still maybe. I don't know. Because the reality is, it's one of two things are going to happen. Between, let's say, this morning and, like, maybe by Friday. Right? If all's clear by then, I think we're okay.
Okay.
But what's going to happen is, what could happen, I should say, between now and, like, Friday, is I'm either going to get a random text from a Texas phone number about how incredibly hurt and disappointed she is. Or I'm going to hear from Josh because it's going to go from Smashley to Erin to Josh to me. Right? And then, by the way, that's not a guarantee because she could just like be home one day bored, like Gigi has a play date. And she's like, I'm going to look for that podcast, like out of nowhere. Like, that could happen still.
It could.
Right. But hopefully it doesn't.
Hopefully she listens to the start of it where she wasn't mentioned.
That's the funny one. I told Josh, like, if she listens to like the first 4 episodes, like all
she'll
serious.
Never keep going.
Right.
Yeah,
she'll be like, fuck this is boring.
Exactly.
That's what we got to hope for. Right. And then, and the other thing too, that not to be a dick, but Josh and I talked and we're like, you know what? Things between he and I are going to be just fine.
Yeah,
whatever,
it's fine.
Whatever.
Exactly. Exactly.
You could have just said it was the old podcast. Because you had that old podcast.
Yeah, you could have. That would have been the better cover for that one. Like, it was my old one. We stopped making episodes.
Well, you understand, before we had a chance to even say anything.
Erin jumped in.
Right. She tried to diffuse the situation immediately.
Of course she did.
And she might have acted a bit too hastily.
Oh, yeah.
Left.
She knew I was going to say, well, it's the one that I'm on, Micah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You did say that. I did say that.
Why does Micah know about the podcast?
Yeah, that was my
You
next
said it.
question. Why does he know about the podcast?
Oh, Aaron asked that. And the answer is because I listen to it all the time.
Oh,
I
there
love
you
the
go.
podcast. What are you talking about?
Maybe not in front of
I love
Micah.
the pod.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe not in front of Micah anymore.
He's like, that's Uncle Eric. That's Moosey. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yep.
We're gonna need 2 versions.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was our little Thanksgiving folly. That's number one. Number two. Yeah. Well, so that's it. I mean, there were some other little funnier moments, but nothing quite like that.
Yeah.
That one just. All right. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. So that's that.
All right. Well, should we dive into our episode and read our stories from
Let's do
Thanksgiving?
it. Yeah.
All right. The first one is titled, My Sister-in-Law Refuses to Come to Thanksgiving Because of My Guest's Pronouns. How do I avoid further conflict?
No, we're starting with the sister.
We're starting with the sister.
Wow. Okay.
I, 27, non-binary, live with my parents in the Northeast U.S., and my 2 older brothers, we'll call them Drake, 30 male, and Alex, 36 male, are coming up from the Midwest/southern state that they live in. They're both supposed to be bringing their girlfriends. Drake is engaged to a girl that we'll call Teresa, which is 30-ish, and Alex is dating, but will soon be engaged to a girl we'll call Sayi, 25-ish.
So, is that really like Thomas and Samuel, and like they just don't know, or like who's the non-binary one?
Oh,
here?
she is, or he is. They are.
The person
The person
posting this.
Yeah.
So that's not the person engaged.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Her brothers are both engaged. They're both, regular pronouns.
Okay, so she's a.
We don't know if it's a girl.
Okay, all right, I understand.
Yeah, I was like, we don't know what it is
It
actually.
gets so confusing, but all right, sorry.
All right. So it says, my family generally is also very conservative and religious, though I'm personally neither. Now onto the conflict. I'm also inviting my friend that we'll call Sam, 35, non-binary. They've been going through a really tough time this year and don't really have any family, but they're one of my best friends and I did not want them to spend a holiday alone. I texted my brothers last Friday just to basically say, my friend is joining us for Thanksgiving. They use they, them pronouns, and I don't really care what your opinions are on it. I expect you to please be respectful. Completely reasonable, right? Well, Alex texted back and said that's fine with him, and I never got a response from Drake. So imagine my surprise when my mother asked me the next day what exactly I told my brothers. I tell her exactly what I told the boys, and she explains to me that Drake had called her and said that Teresa no longer wanted to come. My mom says that when she pressed Drake on why, Teresa said that she had apparently had a bad experience before and didn't feel comfortable anymore. My mom continued to press him on it, thinking maybe she had a conflict with someone at work or something over their pronouns, but it wasn't that. Literally, all it was that Teresa had gotten into one argument online and was now deciding that my friend, who she does not know anything about other than their pronouns, is not someone that she wants to be around. For what it's worth, my very conservative Christian Texas-born mother defended me and Sam and told my brothers straight up that Teresa did not have to come if she didn't want to, and that it was her house and she had the final say in who was invited. I suppose Southern hospitality wins over transphobia in her mind. I guess I'm just wondering how to proceed. What would you do in this situation?
Okay. So,
by the way, the first thing I would do,
yeah,
if you ask what would Eric do, is write something a bit fucking easier to follow.
Yeah, that was.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not. For real. Yeah, for real. I honestly, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Okay. I'll give you the cliff notes on this.
All right, hit me.
Person writing is non-binary. 2 brothers. Both brothers are engaged or soon to be engaged.
To women.
Yes.
Okay.
So non-binary sibling is inviting a friend who is also non-binary called Sam. Okay.
Bilcinda.
Non-binary.
Yeah, Bilcinda.
Anyways, so he told his brothers this, like, hey, I have a guest coming over. Just know that their pronouns are they, them. I expect you to be respectful. The problem wasn't with the brothers. It was with one of the fiancés of the brothers. And she said she had one bad experience with a non-binary person online. And she forever thinks they're the problem. And she doesn't feel comfortable around people who are non-binary.
Okay.
So she threatened not come, which the mom basically was like, she doesn't have to. It's my house. I don't give a fuck. But now the person writing it feels like it's a lot of conflict. And she's asking what you would do in that situation because they feel like they caused it. So what would Eric do?
Oh, I would have done the same thing. Just stay home if you don't want to come.
Yeah, exactly.
My house, my rules. Everybody's welcome. That kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I look. I think every family deals with some kind of other family drama during the holidays. Somebody feels left out. Right. Somebody feels like they've been slighted. Somebody feels like you cook something specifically that they don't like me. Just say no. Josh actually made a brisket too. Nice. I know. Thank you. And the turkey was actually really good too. But anyway, the point is, there's always going to be something like that.
Yeah.
So I am absolutely on team mom.
Yeah.
When she's like, look,
I don't give a fuck what their pronouns are. Right. Whoever wants to show up can show up.
Right. Dinner's at 4 or whatever.
Exactly.
Football's on.
Everyone can be respectful and show up and eat dinner. If you don't want to, don't. And at the end of the day, she's not even family yet. This bitch is just engaged.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, at first I thought it was one of the kids.
No.
But that's not even her kid.
Yeah, exactly. Go to your own Thanksgiving, bitch.
That's really nervy.
Exactly. And for her to be like, I'm not going.
I'm dictating who comes to Thanksgiving. It's not your Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
I hate to generalize, but that's, in my mind, that's more generational. That's a younger generation sort of stance. Like,
which one?
like the idea, like the daughter-in-law, or the soon-to-be or whatever. Like, I have a problem with this. I expect you to essentially make this more comfortable for me.
This generation is so
No, I hate to say it, but like,
is that
a lot of it, yeah. I mean, it's a combination of this. I know. Listen, it's a combination of the following. Okay? Because even though I'm a liberal Democrat, I do think that over-wokeism is a real thing. Mm-hmm. I think that people are so concerned with either A, how they come across to others, or how they define themselves or define the spaces they're in, or whatever. And if the true sort of to the left philosophy really is just live and let live, then that's all you have to do. But that goes both ways. That goes for even those that are not willing to understand that struggle or incapable of it, just like it goes to the ones that are so deep into it that becomes their sole existence, and everything in between.
Exactly.
So my viewpoint is simple. If I'm an invited guest to someone's home, I'm going to generally respect that house and their customs.
Or just not go.
Right. Yeah. And if I do go, I have to go accepting that there's going to be certain things I don't like.
Exactly.
But that's really my issue. That's not, right? So I don't like ham. Okay? Just a dumb example, but real. I don't like ham. It has nothing to do with kosher, and I eat pork or whatever when it's good. Like, I like good food. I just don't like ham. Now, am I going to not go to someone's Thanksgiving because they're serving a big ham? No.
Are you going to say fuck the person bringing the
ham? No. I'm just going to eat the sides or whatever and just ignore it.
Exactly.
That's what you do, okay? So, uptight Lucinda, just fucking ignore or don't bother. And also, it's also really interesting to me because this bad experience happened online and she's never actually met the like the Billy Cinda, whatever. The problem here is that she doesn't know how it's going to be. It could very well be that Billy Cinda is not one of those overspoken, extra loud, make everything about me, transgender.
Exactly.
They could just be like chill with who they are, like, fuck it, accept me for me or don't, right?
Exactly.
Like, I'll do me, you do you, right? I'll stay in my lane. So for all of those reasons, I am going to give future sister-in-law Lucinda 4 dingleberries.
I'll agree with that one, yeah.
And mostly not because the discomfort or whatever, because you know what, that's a real thing, especially in middle America and Texas. I get that. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand why people like that. The dingleberries are for basically like threatening to not go.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck are you? Yeah. Like, you're right. Oh, my son's girlfriend that I barely know isn't going to show up to my oh no, what to do? Right? Heavens to Betsy. That's or whatever the fuck, whatever
so
those debutantes. Right?
The Christian Texas-born mother was like, "Fuck you, you don't have to come."
Yeah, that's impressive.
I know. So I agree with you. Exactly. All right, is that all for this one? Are we good to move on? Or did you have any more comments anymore?
No.
All right. Would I be the asshole if I told my mother-in-law I don't want 2 Thanksgiving dinners? It's just the title. Okay.
I know people who went to like 4.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to.
Okay.
My partner and I live in the same state as his parents, who are divorced. I have a close relationship with both, but I feel like my mother-in-law often treats my husband more like a spouse than a child because she never remarried. While I appreciate my mother-in-law for many things, she can also be a challenge to navigate. She has on many occasions made me feel like I don't do enough as a wife through both blunt and backwards comments.
By the way, sorry to interrupt you, but it's going to be one of those episodes. Because I came back from Vegas. I was all tired and sore. I didn't sleep well. And I got a ton of shit to do this week. So I'm just going to I'm just going to openly say now, just expect it. It's going to happen more than once.
We expect it regardless.
But today especially, because I barely had the energy to do this today. I just feel so bad, right? And I wanted to share my nephew story. But look, I don't know a mother-in-law that isn't like that.
Exactly.
To be honest.
Exactly.
At any level. So this is not shocking.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right,
go ahead.
While we try hard to switch up holidays between our families, mine just lives so much further away, and it won't be possible for us to go to my parents for Thanksgiving or Christmas this year. For that reason, I asked my husband if we could do a more laid-back Thanksgiving. We are going to my father-in-law's house since his mom is working, which she has chosen to do for the past 10 years of our relationship because she gets paid time and a half. Because of this, anytime we have been home for the holidays with his family, we have 2 massive turkey dinners, one on Thanksgiving and one usually on the Sunday before or after. My husband and I rarely get time off work together, even during the holidays. So I had suggested that instead of us making meals for both dinners, that we take his mom out to a nice dinner and a movie so we can still spend time with her and not have to spend our few days off work, cooking, cleaning, feeling stuffed, and just sitting around. I would love the extra time that week to get caught up and go get a Christmas tree, just spend some quality time with my husband. I absolutely appreciate the effort my mother-in-law has gone into in the past, but I feel like we can switch it up once in a while. When we suggested this to her, she basically refused and said it's a holiday, and she wants to sit down and eat dinner with us. We had tabled the conversation, but she just texted us telling us that she has invited my husband's best friend and his family growing up to come over for Friendsgiving as well. I feel like she did this to guilt us into having to say yes and to do the 2 Thanksgiving dinners again. Also, while she knows them well because my husband grew up with them, I'm annoyed that she went around to invite us.
Oh my God, I'm annoyed at how much this fucking bitch is writing. What?
Wait. I can't. Oh, what the fuck? What's the issue? I'm serious. I can't keep track.
Mother-in-law is being douchebag.
Yeah.
She's being overly demanding.
Yeah.
They wanted to enjoy.
They always are.
They have a few days off.
Yeah.
They don't want to make 2 Thanksgiving dinners.
And she wants them. She's forcing them to cook the dinner for her because on actual Thanksgiving she chooses to work instead.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Time and a half.
Yeah.
I got that part. By the way, that's valid.
Okay, then don't bitch about not being having a second Thanksgiving.
I'm with you. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
People that could use the money.
Oh, yeah,
that's
shit, yeah,
real.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
When I was young, like 16, 17 and stuff, and I had like part-time jobs like retail or like working at CVS, like ice cream. I always volunteered to work like Christmas Day
because it was dead and you got the time and a half.
That's right.
Yep.
I didn't give a fuck. I had
Yeah.
no religious
Exactly.
Exactly. Oh, you're not going to mass? Nope.
I mean, I'm Catholic. I don't go to mass, so I'd rather go to work.
Well,
so
I'm saying, I was like,
fuck it.
But I mean, okay. But I'm sorry. Go on. Sorry.
Well, that was technically So she's just asking, like, is she the asshole because she doesn't want to cook a second time?
I wouldn't want to make 2 Thanksgiving dinners.
Yeah,
that is enough.
Exactly,
and it's a crazy amount of work.
Exactly, and she said she's done it for the last 10 years that she works every Sunday, and she has to make a second dinner. She's like, I just don't want to do this year. And mother-in-law's like, well, now I invited other people, so you have to do the dinner.
So is the question: is she the asshole, or is this what would Eric?
No, is she the asshole for saying I don't want to do a second dinner?
So, from that perspective, no, I don't think she is. I think that if they could use the extra scratch, and she always works the time and a half on the holiday, and she's tired, and as she gets older, it's not as easy to schlep and cook.
Right.
It's different when she's 24, 25, and bursting with energy, and all she needs is a fucking Red Bull here and there.
Exactly.
Right, but when you're in your 40s or whatever, I'm assuming they're older. She's doing this for 10 years.
Yeah, it doesn't say, but I'm guessing.
She's 29 now.
Right.
But I'm just assuming, right? So then the reality is, no, why she shouldn't have to fucking do that.
Exactly.
I can't believe she did that for a decade.
Exactly. I wouldn't.
If you're asking what would Eric do,
what would Eric do?
Eric would call like fucking Boston Market, whatever. I would get a fucking turkey dinner or the grocery store, all pre-seasoned and nice, Costco, whatever.
You just put it in your own, serving container.
I mean, because the bitch says she didn't want them to take her out to eat. She wants to be at home. So
you just get something that you're going to have in a restaurant.
And put it at home. Yeah, shit.
I totally would do that. And you know why? That was so easy for me to come up with? Because I have done that before. Not for a Thanksgiving dinner, but I did it for a date. Where I was like, I'll cook for you. Right? Because I was just trying to hit it. So this is a long time ago. So I'm like, I'll cook for you. I cook. And I could barely make toast. Right? I'm like, girl, just talk to me for a minute. I'll cook for you. And that's all I did. I went to Chi-Chi's because it's like an Italian place.
Oh my God.
And I got pasta, like meatballs. And
Nice.
Yeah, and it was great until she's like, well, what's in the meatball? I'm like, fucking meat. What else? I don't know. And she's like, was it like veal, beef, pork?
You would have lied.
Yeah, but I just caught off guard. Like, because who would think to ask that? And
I ask. I always ask what's in my food.
No. I'm just saying.
You seriously couldn't come up with an answer.
I was
what's in my
like
meatball?
18. right? And then, okay, so one, the question threw me a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And two, I don't really know what goes into meatballs.
Uh-huh.
And then she could probably tell that I did something fucked up because she kept asking me super specific questions, I think intentionally meant to like trip me up. So then she asked me like, what did I use to bind the meatballs? I don't fucking know.
The answer would be egg.
Well, what I said, which
that would be the answer.
Which likely gave away, because I'm like breadcrumbs, because I've seen my mom put breadcrumbs into.
You can, but the egg.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I just said breadcrumbs, and she just kind of looked at me like, oh, well, okay. That was it. So,
she knew you.
Whatever. But look, what I should have done is I should have just gotten like canned shit, heated it up.
Yeah.
And then I would have been like, I could have pretended to be cute, like, well, no, I didn't say I made it from scratch. I just said I would make you dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you make it at home.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I was trying to get like a little too smooth, right? I did. I was like trying to be Rico Suave. That's probably dates you. That was a song.
I know Rico Suave.
Gerardo? That was the artist.
Rico Suave with your chi-chis meatballs.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll get the girl every time.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, and it was rigatoni, and I said it was penne or something because they looked similar. She's like, no, that's rigatoni. Oh, yeah, that's what I mean.
Exactly.
Anyway,
You're never going to lie well. I mean,
exactly. Get your lie together. Come on now. I don't know. I feel like she's not the asshole, though. Back at the story, I think mother-in-law is definitely the asshole. Especially inviting extra people because now she has to figure out how to feed all these other fucking people. Like,
get off, like inviting.
Exactly. I'd be like, fine, let's do that shit at your house and you fucking cook then. And all the people are going to show up there because why are you inviting other people?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Mother-in-law definitely gets 5 dingleberries out of me. So I hope that time and a half is worth it because now you won't have Thanksgiving, bitch.
Yeah. Upset mother-in-law.
Exactly. All right. Next one then.
Yes.
All right. Title is, Am I the asshole for sitting on my husband's lap during Thanksgiving dinner because all the chairs at the table were taken?
Seriously?
Yes. I, female 28, have been with my husband, Sean, male 33, for 2 years, married for 5 months. Most of his family are decent people, but his mom can be a little passive-aggressive and tends to criticize me a lot. Sean sees it as her still not used to me being around, but I don't know because she treats his ex, Julissa, I guess it's good. Mother-in-law says that Julissa has been around the family for ages, and her past with Sean never affected her relationship with her. Fine, I never minded her attending every holiday and being around until yesterday. We had Thanksgiving dinner at my mother-in-law's house. Sean went there before me, and when I arrived, it was already dinner time. Everyone was seated, and I saw that all the chairs were taken. I asked mother-in-law why she didn't save me a seat, and she said sorry, and that one of her granddaughters decided to show up last minute, and the chair was taken. I looked at her and then at Julissa, who was sitting right next to Sean, and tried to point out how I was more deserving of the chair since I'm the actual daughter-in-law. I know I shouldn't have said that. I know. My mother-in-law flat out said that Julissa is much family as me, and that it was rude to imply otherwise. Julissa was nodding confidently while glancing at me. I was so upset I wanted to leave, but I decided to sit on my husband's lap and act as casual as possible. I sat on his lap asking if he was okay with it. Don't worry, I'm petite and he's very strong built. And I started eating so casually while smiling and complimenting the food and mentioning to Sean how warm and comfortable his lap was now and then.
Oh.
The table went awkwardly silent. Brother-in-law would try to break the silence and change the subject, but it somehow goes back to being awkward. Mother-in-law and Julissa were barely eating and were staring at each other, then me with their eyes wide open. Minutes later, Julissa excused herself to the bathroom and so did mother-in-law. It was very awkward, but I did my best to focus on the dinner. Sean was eating as well. Later, there was just so much tension and mother-in-law was barely able to speak after Julissa left. Sean and I went home and mother-in-law tried calling, but then Sean texted and said, she texted Sean and said what I did was inappropriate and that I ruined Thanksgiving dinner and I made it awkward. She said it wasn't her fault. The chairs were taken and I could have dragged a chair from the kitchen, but I acted childishly just to make Julissa and other family members uncomfortable with how inappropriate I was. Was I the asshole?
Okay, I sort of changed my opinion about this when I heard that there were other chairs
in the kitchen.
I made an assumption that there was just not a chair available at all, which seemed pretty rude not to have enough chairs.
Right.
But if she could have dragged a chair
from the kitchen,
that was a little extra. Yeah.
Unless these kitchen chairs are like extremely tall or extremely low, that whatever table they were using, it would have not been adequate for like her level of seating. I think she definitely could have grabbed the chair out of the kitchen. I don't think the issue was the chair. I think this was her finally reacting to mother-in-law treating her like this. And this is not the first time I feel like the ex was there and they did some like petty passive shit to her, and to her this was just a breaking point and she was like, fuck it, like,
yeah.
I feel like that was it. It wasn't really the chair. It was just
it was a breaking point.
It was a breaking point. Yeah,
I've dealt with this for long enough. And,
yeah,
I am the person he is with.
Exactly. And that's why she sat on his lap. So was she the asshole?
Blaming your man.
I don't think so. I honestly think mother-in-law and the ex are the asshole for this, though. Also, it's really weird that the ex still shows up, but
it is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Although I actually had Thanksgiving with my kids and my ex-husband. So.
But your ex-husband is not newly married.
No, I don't think he would be okay with
exactly
me if that were the case.
Exactly.
I'm pretty damn positive if he would.
Exactly. So those are my thoughts. Your thoughts?
I think it was absolutely intentional that they didn't bring that extra chair.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I think that was a strong message at that point. I've heard of sort of these odd relationships where the ex-in-laws, stay in touch with their daughters-in-laws or son-in-laws. I understand that. I mean, I wasn't super close with my ex-in-law, my ex-mother-in-law. My ex-father-in-law passed away many years ago. I wasn't particularly close. I can tell you that I did see them on a trip after my ex and I had already separated. And I went to Israel with the kids, and because that's their grandma. So I took them. And they were very cordial with me. They weren't, but we hadn't divorced yet. We were just separated. We were living apart. But they did try to give me the guilt, wanting to go back, she's a good woman, like that kind of thing.
Did you have a chair?
No, yeah, I did. I had a chair. I had a couch to sit on.
I'm glad.
We didn't stay very long, and so it made it a little weird. But I understand. Now, I don't have that type of long bond.
Right.
And I can tell you with a pretty strong amount of certainty that if my mother were alive, she would not still have a relationship with my ex-wife.
Right.
I was engaged once a long time ago before I met my ex-wife, and we did a meet the parents dinner. And the next time she showed up at my house with my mother there, she made the mistake of asking my mom, so what did you think about my parents? And my mom, not wanting to be one to lie, just looked right at her and said, I was raised to, that if you have nothing nice to say,
don't say anything at all.
And then she walked away. Literally just left.
An icon.
I was just looking. I was mortified, right? And I thought I could pretty much handle anything my mom threw out.
An icon.
So yeah,
we love her.
Yeah,
we love her.
Linda, rest in peace.
Yeah, exactly.
Unique when it came back.
There you go. Exactly.
So, so I don't know that anybody that kind of if a mom perceives someone as hurting their child one way or another, they're not going to be maintain friends.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, ex-daughter-in-law Lucinda and mama Lucinda or mother-in-law Lucinda remain buddies, and that's okay. And so this is where you get into that weird sort of thing. On the other hand, if mother-in-law's look, it's my house and my rules, and this is who I'm inviting, you kind of really can't say anything, but at least me, I would give them a heads up.
Yeah.
I'll be like, look, just so you know, little Lucinda's going to be there this year. You may just prep your wife or whatever. Right? I'd have at least enough courtesy to do that. But the thing with the chair and all that, I think that.
And having the ex sit right next to him too in the chair that was supposed to be hers.
Yeah, I feel pretty crappy about that too.
And you know what? Yeah. Good on daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Let everybody know that that's your man now.
Exactly. Exactly. That's her husband.
Right.
Exactly.
Never going back.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Period. Never going back.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Good for her.
Yeah, I cannot award her dingleberries.
No, me neither.
No. Feldman scale.
That's true.
That's
a little bit lacking of faith.
Yeah. I give her a 4. I give her a 4. Yeah. Because I feel like if she sat on the table, it would have been a 0. But she sat on his lap, so. Because I might have sat on the table. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm just imagining doing that for an entire dinner, and that would be really
the table or the lap.
The lap.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I would have sat on the table. I wouldn't give a fuck.
But it also depends on how long the dinners are, because in my family, Thanksgiving dinner's 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, you guys are
there you
fast. You guys shovel it in and you're done.
Yeah, mostly because I hate to say this, but there's only a few of us that really get along with each other. Everybody else is just cordial. But my brother and I are really tight. You know, and I'm tight with his kids. But,
Yeah.
like, if they have friends, like, especially the Trumper friends, like, I don't really know if I want to, you know.
Trumper friends.
I don't want to get into it with them. I don't really know them that well.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So, but either way, I mean, but again.
It depends on the amount of time.
But this is by design, and this was meant to send a message.
Yeah.
Hopefully, message received.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully they get it now.
Well,
So-
they were both sending a message.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law was sending her a empty message, and she
sent her one back. Exactly.
Hi, man, I'm claiming it.
Exactly. So, all right. Good to move on?
Yes.
All right.
Eric's
Title of
already-
this. I know. I feel like Eric's Cyber Monday shopping over there.
No, I'm still busy, and I'm getting tense.
Oh, I know. Okay, the title of this one is Guest Stole Our Thanksgiving Turkey.
What the fuck?
I know. Imagine. All right. So the story says, we hosted Thanksgiving this year. Husband and I, our 2 kids, husband, siblings, and nieces and nephews. And most importantly, my husband's gravely ill mother. We're all at peace at Thanksgiving and Christmas, that this Thanksgiving and Christmas will probably be our last holiday together. It's been emotional and exhausting, but we really wanted to make a memorable day that everyone would enjoy. Our daughter Mary is visiting from college, and one day before she flew in, she says her boyfriend Chris is actually flying to our city to visit friends over the break. Mary asked if he could come over for Thanksgiving. We've never met Chris before, but to be honest, we're not wowed about him. As soon as Mary started dating him, we started seeing some worrying changes in her. Our son confided in us that Mary is also getting into the party scene, largely because of Chris. We've tried gently bringing up our concerns with Mary, but she shuts it down and starts to pull away from us. So because we didn't want to alienate her, we said Chris could visit, but they'd need to stay in separate rooms. She said that wouldn't even matter because he's booked a hotel room and she'll be staying there with him the whole weekend. Cut to Thanksgiving, Mary and Chris arrive. He's not the greatest. He makes a couple rude/snide remarks throughout the visit and hits the alcohol way harder than is appropriate. My family was in an earnest mood, if that makes sense, and he was just dismissive and flippant and casted a shadow on everything. At one point, everyone started telling stories about their favorite holidays at mother-in-law's house when she would go all out for the family parties. My husband and I stopped working in the kitchen to go join that conversation. When we go back to the kitchen, maybe after half an hour, I went to check on the turkey in the oven, and it was gone, completely missing. I asked my husband if he did something with the turkey, and he was more confused than I was. We looked all over the kitchen and the house. We could not find the damn turkey. We go out to the living room and ask everyone if they know what happened to the turkey, and no one knows what the fuck we're talking about. At this point, I realized Chris isn't around anymore. I pulled Mary to the side and asked where he is because I don't want to jump to conclusions and make accusations. She said he had to leave to go meet up with friends. I asked her to text him and ask if he knows what happened to the turkey, and Mary just rolled her eyes. At this point, it's dawning on me that Chris probably stole the turkey and left out the back door while we were all sharing our stories with mother-in-law, but I'm just too confused as to why anyone would do that. I can't bring myself to actually make the accusation out loud, so we were left in the terrible position of having everything else ready but no turkey. All my family had to go around and just get straps from restaurants. My son did tell me that Chris had texted him after, teasing about not having turkey, which let me know that he probably was the one who stole it. But what would you do in this situation? That was it.
Oh my God. Every one of these is a fucking novel. Jeez, I just can't. I can't keep my
I'm just thinking of like you. Do you know how hot a turkey is?
Yeah.
When it's from the oven.
Yeah.
And you're gonna bring that with you, and how you just sort of sneak out of the house
with the whole turkey.
The whole hot turkey, like scalding hot turkey.
I wouldn't know what to do. Like, I mean, obviously it's his fault. I feel like he's the only one that left, and the turkey left with him.
Oh my God.
Unless the turkey actually ran away, I don't think it's not the turkey.
Well, I guess our instincts about this guy were spot on.
I wonder. I'll tell you what. I wonder if she didn't, or someone didn't put the turkey out like to cool, and then someone like random just like swung by and grabbed it. Like it was on
maybe it was out of the oven by then.
Right.
No, she said it was supposed to be in the oven. She
So I know it was supposed to be. I'm saying maybe
someone took it out.
To baste it or to cool it and left it out, and then someone just snaked it. I don't know.
Oh,
it's odd that it was like, you're right. Nobody's going to reach into a hot oven. Even
Yeah.
Go unnoticed, like carrying a 12 or 15 or 18 pound turkey. Like,
yeah. It has to be someone in the house though, because no one could have came in without them noticing. I feel like they were all there, and the person who left was only him. That's so crazy though.
Like like the Great Missing Turkey Caper. You could do like a holiday movie. It's like a Hallmark movie, right? Somebody stole our turkey, and all the stores are closed, and everybody's out.
It is though. That would suck. Like all the stores are closed at that time. That would fucking suck.
Hey, guys, you know what's not closed?
What?
Chinese restaurants.
But you can't get turkey at Chinese restaurants. You could get I mean, you can get cats and dogs and horses.
Yeah.
You can't get no turkeys.
You can get a meal, right? And at that point, that's all you can hope for.
That's true.
Right?
Just don't question what the meat is, guys.
Just whatever. It's seasoned up right.
Exactly. Exactly.
Saying, right? I mean, honestly, I don't even know who the asshole here is. There is no asshole because we don't know who actually did it. The guy texting about like joking no turkey, I would do that even if I didn't steal it. Like,
but he wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, but so I would have heard the story and I would have texted somebody about it. Just like if I miss a poker game and I hear about what happens, I'll text somebody later like, "Oh, hey, I heard you took one in the ass," or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But he doesn't know them that well to even be joking about it.
Do you know what my reaction would be if I was looking forward to a hot turkey dinner and it was gone?
What would it be? Oh my God.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to anyone who was wearing headphones. But yeah, that was that one. Next one, or we still have comments on the missing turkey?
I think Eric's already moved on.
I know, Eric's already moved on. All right, next one then.
All right. Turkey guy's asshole.
I know. Okay. Yeah, turkey guy's the asshole, I guess. All right. Am I the asshole for telling my sister she's not allowed to bring her homemade food to Thanksgiving because her cooking is ruining the meal?
Oh my God. Yeah, you can't say that. Yeah.
Every year, our family does a big Thanksgiving dinner, and we all typically bring a dish or two. My sister, who's a very lovely person in every other way, insists on cooking something homemade every time. The issue? She's not a great cook. And I don't just mean not great. I mean, she has somehow managed to turn classic dishes into borderline inedible creations. For context, last Thanksgiving, she showed up with her special recipe stuffing that was over-seasoned with random spices like cinnamon and cardamom.
Oh, no.
It was dry, and the flavors were confusing and totally off for stuffing. Only one person took a small bite, and the rest went untouched. Another year, she brought a green bean casserole that had some kind of strange, chewy texture. She later admitted that she used coconut milk and almond flour to experiment. No one wanted seconds of that either. Well, this year, I'm hosting Thanksgiving. Since I'm responsible for putting it all together, I wanted to keep the menu consistent so that people could actually enjoy a cohesive meal. I thought I'd avoid drama by asking her to bring non-food items like wine, soda, or even some flowers. I explained to her, very kindly I thought, that I just wanted to make things easy and streamlined, and I'll handle the main dishes. But she did not take that well. She got offended and told me I was being controlling and shutting her out of the family gathering. She then accused me of making her feel inadequate and said that Thanksgiving is about everyone contributing, not me deciding what's acceptable. I told her that everyone appreciates her effort, but that she could contribute in other ways and still be a part of it. She doubled down and said she's bringing her famous green bean casserole, whether I like it or not. Now my mom and a couple of other family members have chimed in saying I should just let her bring whatever she wants because it's Thanksgiving and it's the thought that counts. They're acting like I'm committing some huge offense by wanting the food to be enjoyable for everyone and not have random experimental dishes that no one's going to eat. I feel like I'm just trying to keep the meal enjoyable and frankly edible. I don't think it's wrong to want guests to actually enjoy the food, especially since I'm putting a lot of effort to host. Am I really being unreasonable here? Am I the asshole?
But she didn't actually tell her food sucked, right?
No, she just basically said that she wanted to keep like a, I guess, control of it, and like she was telling everyone what to bring.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't sound horrible at face value, like your host says like, hey, bring a bottle of, wine.
Yeah, bring wine, bring alcohol, bring soda, some flowers, just not food. That's it. Do you think she knows her food sucks?
No, that's the problem.
You think that?
Okay, that is 1,000% the issue.
Yeah.
Okay, she thinks she's fucking Rachel Ray or whatever. When he's I'm gonna experiment, I'll use this ingredient and that
green bean casserole,
almond milk, almond flour, whatever.
And she wants to bring that same dish again, green bean casserole.
So let me tell you. First, I never liked green bean casserole.
I've never had a casserole.
Josh made it this year. Everybody raved about it, but I just don't like it. So
does he also add coconut milk?
I don't know what he puts in it because I don't like I just don't.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. But I do know that there are people that think that their cooking is great, even if it's not.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not easy for some people to like take a hard look at themselves. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't really cook. I know I can't. And I will never, ever, ever invite people for a dinner party and like, I'm going to cook from scratch. No.
Right.
If I ever invite people over for any kind of meal or a dinner, it's either because my ex cooked or we ordered in. Mm-hmm. We catered it.
Right.
Right. And I'm okay with that.
Right.
Like, by the way, we've had Thanksgiving catered in years past from like Smith's.
Right.
Like that's like Ralph's in Vegas, where we got like the very mid like dinner rolls and mashed potatoes or supermarket mashed potatoes. We've done that too.
Right.
But this year Josh really did go all out.
Right.
And he cooked a lot. But I'm just saying, like,
it's better than whatever the fuck
some people
this
just
sister
don't
made.
know. Yeah, they just don't realize.
Yeah.
Now, there's only one thing worse. The one thing that's worse is people that actually are good cooks, but they want to force everybody on the same fucking health kick that they're on.
Oh, those are, yeah.
Right? So
yeah.
they make everything look like organic this.
Exactly.
No
Those are
that,
worse, yeah.
Right, or whatever. Or, I'm going to use Greek yogurt instead of,
Right,
yeah. They do. And that always fucks up.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Trauma coming back.
Yeah, because if you're going to have a Thanksgiving meal, right? And I'll tell you what, my actual sister-in-law used to go fucking crazy when we would have Thanksgiving because at that time we were like 80% like Middle Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
So we would always have like hummus on the table. And she says like, I don't want any beige dips on my fucking Thanksgiving table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to eat mashed potatoes and stuffing and turkey and yams or whatever. I don't okay, I get that. So for all those reasons, it's hard. I am going to give String Bean Lucinda 2.5 dingleberries for fucking up the ingredients and what should be a fairly straightforward dish.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then I'm going to give her a 5 on the Feldman scale for wanting to bring it back.
Yeah, because she saw nobody want that shit.
I was going to say, she needed.
That's true. How do you not see that nobody's eating your food and not like take that in somehow?
Right. People no more than one serving.
No, this is the worst thing. There was nothing taken out of that, right? So not even she got any, or her like husband or kids, whatever. They didn't even get none either. No, she didn't have none.
It's not that she didn't get any. The bitch wouldn't eat her own food.
Exactly. Yeah.
It'd be different if it was like, okay, because I've been like the victim of that too, where I'm like, no, you guys go ahead, you eat first, and then like by the time it was my turn, all the stuff I wanted was gone.
Exactly.
Okay, that's different. This is like she herself didn't even want her food.
Exactly.
What? I'm changing it now to a 3 on the now that I thought about that.
Yeah.
It'd be one thing if she was like at least willing to take her own hit. Right? It's just like, I hate to say this, it's like flatulence, right? Everybody likes the smell of their own brand, even if they don't like it when somebody else does it. So when you cook for yourself, you're supposed to like your own shit.
Exactly. You're supposed to like your own food that you make.
But if everybody's like, yeah, no, we're not touching this.
Including you?
Right, yeah.
Should let you know something.
That's a 3 on the film.
Yeah. I agree.
It gets a little bit worse.
I agree.
Although I probably, if she was kind of balking at bringing something else, I would have just let her make the stupid casserole. Because it's not worth taking a kissing match with someone over that. But, it's just not.
Yeah, I guess. Let it sit there. It doesn't have to be trash.
Like?
What's it almost like?
I mean, might as well. She may hear him anyway. It's almost like when you have a cringy sister-in-law show up for Thanksgiving who doesn't bring anything of her own, but insists that whatever it is that you made could have been better, and why isn't there more wine?
Oh, of course
Almost
it is.
Like that.
Of course it is. All right, moving on.
Even though we're on thin ice. Yeah.
All right, next story is titled, Am I the asshole for inviting my mom to my fiance's Thanksgiving?
This could either be great or a fucking disaster. Sorry.
I think they're all disasters.
They're all disasters.
I
don't think it's so as exciting as you think, though. It's not that exciting.
Because I mean, just the title, it's like, well, if they're engaged, why wouldn't he bring his mom?
Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with her fiance.
Okay,
so that's
just a dumb way to put the title. Okay, go ahead.
I want you to hear this. Though. She has a fiance, right? My female 18. She's 18 and engaged.
Oh my God.
Parents, female 48 and male 49, her parents aren't even 50 yet, are getting a divorce or are very likely to. It's been messy on both sides to the point that even if they fix all of their problems, I don't think they could stay together. They constantly talk trash about each other to me and want to know what the other one is saying about them, somehow putting me in the middle even though I live an hour and a half away. Well, Thanksgiving is coming up. My mom doesn't want to go to any of my dad's family's Thanksgivings, but her family lives 2 states away and she refuses to drive. She hates interstates. I talked to my fiance's family about it and came up with the idea of inviting my mom to theirs since she has nowhere else to go. They agreed with the idea. Obviously, this is going to cause some problems because knowing my mom, she's going to make it out as I love her more than my dad because I invited her and not my dad. This isn't true at all, but I could see her saying it. Even if she doesn't, my dad will likely think it anyways because they see my siblings and I as something to compete over. I'm afraid of what he'd do as he has changed a lot in the past few months. So I still haven't told him. I know that it will likely be like a betrayal to him. I can't decide between talking to him about it in person at his family's Thanksgiving or telling him sooner / not at all. I'm not sure that he'll let her go if I tell him. Am I the asshole for this?
Okay, it's very different than I thought what I thought it was going to be.
That's what I said. I was like, it's messy, but it's...
Did she say let her go?
Yeah, I don't know what she meant by that.
So they're getting divorced. But
Yeah.
she needs his permission to.
I guess like he'll have like a fit or something. I don't know what she meant by that. But I think the bigger issue, or like,
or maybe the bitch knows her role.
what role? They're getting a divorce.
Asking permission, even
They're
though.
not even married anymore.
No.
Or they're going.
I mean,
Until they are?
they're in that awkward stage.
Yeah.
They're still living together.
Yeah.
Nothing awkward about that. You're on my roof and we're not divorced. You fucking do what I say.
Anyways.
Your ass in the kitchen, start whipping up.
Anyways, so do you think that she's the asshole?
No, she was just looking out for her mom.
I would do the same thing. I mean, her mom has nobody else there.
Yeah.
It's like she found her plans. Now, if the mom does go and is like, "Oh, it's because she loves me more, and that's why you weren't invited," that's really fucked up because she was looking out for you because you were alone.
Yeah.
So, I hope that the mom doesn't do that.
Was in your purse by chance?
No.
What? That's the most random thing.
I know.
No, because I just remembered. I noticed this morning. I have a weird eyebrow hair that's kind of going wild, and I got to pluck it, but I can't really grab it.
Oh no.
Maybe I just got it.
I think you did. I just saw it.
Weird
Yeah.
thoughts going in your brain.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know. Look, everybody's tired of me saying this, but I'm so fucking tired. It's been the longest 3 weeks now, and it's not letting up. In between cases, we slammed with cases.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have the other craziness later from you know who because she was texting me all through the fucking holiday weekend.
I saw she got a call when we were here already. She called already.
Oh yeah. So. I'll tell you, I can't say her name. It's one of my Chapter 11 cases. The one that's divorcing also, you know? Okay.
Got it.
All right. So next one, are we good for the next one? Or are you?
Did I mention anything about this? No, I didn't.
No, then you started talking about how tired you were.
You're talking about your tweezers.
Oh. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I mean, she's just looking out for her mom.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, all seriousness.
Yeah, she's just looking out for her mom. Exactly.
That's the issue there. I can't see how you can say you love one parent more than another because you do something nice for one.
Exactly, when the other one has family and a whole Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, next one then.
That's no different, by the way, than if one of my kids did that with my ex.
Yeah.
Because I have where to go and she's sort of by herself. I don't see how anybody.
Exactly. Exactly. It's you have family. You know the other person doesn't. You should understand. Yeah. That's how I see it.
Probably won't, but he should.
He should. Exactly.
Yeah, all right. Sorry. All right, we're back. Sorry. It really is a crazy week. I don't know that there's more to say about this other than it probably came from a good place.
It probably did come from a good place. That's what I think too.
So, all right. So we can hit to the next one.
All right. We have 3 left.
All
right. So this one's titled, "Am I the asshole for canceling my Thanksgiving plans?" So, I have family friends who tend to invite themselves to my family's home without first asking. My parents live full-time and work in Tennessee. I work full-time and I'm a full-time student and take care of the family's 25-acre farm in North Carolina. My family was planning on going to my sister's house for Thanksgiving. She lives 2 hours from me and it's usually an all-day event. However, I found out that this friend invited all of her family and friends to my house for Thanksgiving. She never asked me or told us any of this plan, and when we explained to her that we were going to be out of town for the holiday, she got upset. She said, "That's okay, we'll just use your house then." Most of my serving dishes were passed down from my great-grandmother, and I'm very attached to them. I wouldn't let anyone else use them for fear of them breaking. I also have new couches and don't want anyone eating on them. They also never clean up after themselves, and I would most likely come home to a messy home. So naturally, I really don't want people showing up at the house when no one is there, and they have a key. So I called and explained the situation and told my mother and sister that I just would be staying home for Thanksgiving. My mom says they're probably joking and I should still come. My sister said they probably wouldn't bother anything, even if they did, and just let them into the house. Am I the asshole for staying home and canceling the plans with my family?
Why the fuck are you catering these people who are just inviting themselves over?
Because they have a key and they're gonna get in regardless.
Oh my God, I would have the logs changed. I seriously would have the logs changed.
Yeah, I would have the logs changed too, but if that's too late, I understand. I feel like, why is she staying?
No, that would be ex-friend.
So, of all the issues that were raised in this, which one do you think would upset me the most?
Them coming to your house.
No, I don't give a shit. You can come anytime you want. My kids have keys. Her kids have keys. I don't care. You know what bothers me the most?
What part?
The fucking mess.
Oh, the mess. Yeah.
If I come home from a Thanksgiving trip and I walk into a sink full of crusty, greasy dishes that are just left there, I would lose my fucking mind. I walk in. If I see dishes, it's like that. That's my screaming goat.
That's what it is?
That's exactly what it would sound like.
Mm-hmm.
That's awful.
It is, yeah.
And nothing upset. I'm not kidding, too. It's not just a pet peeve.
No, I hate people not cleaning up after themselves. So yeah, so
kills me, especially if they're using my stuff.
Yeah.
Right. If you want to come and you have no place to cook, and I'm not going to be home, no problem. I'm more than happy to let my place host your family and your friends and
The cleanup.
Right. But just leave it the way you found it.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if my bed is unmade, leave it unmade.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But I would make my bed. That way I would know.
I would know. Exactly.
I'm not down with that either.
Exactly.
Don't use my room for fucking sexcapades. Okay? I don't want to have that either.
Exactly.
Otherwise, that bullshit. Now, the difference between me and HR and you is I'd probably still go to my other plans because I'm going to have more fun.
Right.
Like, for example, I would go hang out with my brother and stuff because he and I are very close.
Right.
And I would just leave very specific instructions. And I would say, like, look, as long as my place is clean exactly how you find it.
No eating on my couch. No breaking my plates.
Right. No
We're
using
good.
the bedroom.
Exactly.
Okay? And if you take a dump and you clog the toilet, get a fucking rescue route or whatever. I want all my shit to look exactly
the same.
Otherwise, honestly, then I wouldn't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Lock the door
And I think that's her issue too. It's not like they're using the house. I think her issue more is like they leave a mess. I don't really trust them in my home because of the messes they leave and how they don't take care of other stuff.
So I'll tell you what. I think the bigger issue is her not being the one to suggest to them, hey, why don't you use my place? It's them saying, well, you're not going to be home, so fuck it.
Exactly.
Like,
Well, she didn't invite them.
At all. Yeah, they
just right. And
They already have a history of not cleaning up.
100%.
Yeah.
That's where it's not lost on me. Like, it'd be different if Lucinda was like, yo, I'm going to my mom's in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have no place to go. You need a bigger place. Use my place. No problem.
Exactly.
But when they call, like, yo, Lucinda, you're going to be out of town, so fuck it. I'll just be at your place. No. You don't get to tell me, right, that you're using my place for your...
Man, that is no shame.
No shame. That is a 0 on the Feldman scale.
Yes.
Exactly.
I was just going to say that.
That is a 0 on the Feldman scale.
0 on the Feldman scale.
They sure did.
Dingleberry-wise, because she's staying home, so I guess you could give them 2 dingleberries for even saying, hey, I'm just going to use your place.
Or having canceled, technically.
Yeah. Right? But she doesn't have to cancel.
Yeah.
She just needs to lay down certain ground rules. And then what I would do, if this is what would Eric do, I would lay down those ground rules and tell them, like, yo, listen, Lucinda, friend, if you violate these rules, this is the last time.
Exactly.
Look, my home is my home.
Exactly.
I love you. We're friends. I'm here to help. But I don't want to walk in and like after a Thanksgiving trip
and have it all messed.
Spend 3 hours cleaning up after you and your fucking, pigsty worth of friends.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. Exactly.
So definitely a 0 on the Feldman scale though, for even she just dictated.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I'm going to be at your house with my friends and my family because you're not going to be there. Fuck off.
Exactly.
So that's the part I have a problem with.
Yeah. So.
All
right. Any more comments?
I've had friends like that. They're no longer friends.
I bet. I'm glad. HR stands her ground.
No, part of the problem too is like for me at least, I have a hard time saying no.
Yeah.
No,
I've become really good at it.
No.
I'm so good at it.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
I know. I noticed. Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Mm-hmm.
Different subject. Look, here's the reality: is that honestly, I have a speech impediment. I can't say no.
Yeah,
kids,
this is true.
even our fucking clients.
I know.
Always end up like giving in.
Yeah.
Right. So
and making your fist on the table.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Stop talking. But in this case, I would at least lay out some ground.
Yeah.
That's all well and fine. You can have your Thanksgiving here, but
there's rules.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't want anything. And if you break anything, fucking fix it or replace it.
Oh, they're from her great grandmother.
No.
Yeah. Oh, the other stuff.
That's
Yeah.
part of the ground rules.
Yeah.
Please don't use these.
Yeah.
If they break, that's I don't even use them.
Yeah.
Even if I did, I would lie.
Yeah, I don't even use those.
I would say, like, even if I did use them, I'd be like, look, I don't even use these.
So don't. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
Lock that cabinet.
Yeah. And the bedrooms.
Yeah.
All right. 2 more.
Okay.
All right. Title of this one is, am I the asshole for not wanting my brother who cheated on his wife and left her to come to Thanksgiving with his affair partner and her kid?
That's awesome. Sorry. Fuck yeah.
And May.
Balls big enough to come in a dump truck.
Yeah.
Right? You want to bring your side Sanja with her fucking kid
To Thanksgiving. When you left your wife.
That's super balls. That's already, I don't even need to hear the whole story. That's a 0 on the Feldman scale. That's a That's a -3.
Mm-hmm.
That's goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got to hear this now.
In May of 2022, my brother, 48 male, didn't come home one night and then told his wife of 17 years that he found someone else and he was leaving her. His wife and kids, 15 female and 12 male, were completely blindsided. Since then, my brother immediately moved in with his affair partner, divorced his wife, and generally disregards his kids' feelings on the situation and generally believes everyone should get over it and move on, because he has. He refuses to acknowledge how anyone might be hurt by any of his actions and certainly has never apologized to his kids. Prior to this event, he had treated my parents poorly. He's often very rude and disrespectful to my parents. His behavior towards them has only been worse. My mom makes a lot of effort to be kind to him and his affair partner. If they see him at one of the kids' events, they always go up to him. If he sees them, he won't even talk to them, but then is angry that they didn't go over and talk to him when often they have no idea that he was even around. My brother had not much of a relationship with myself or my other siblings prior to this. We feel all efforts to remain in touch and connected have been one-sided and not returned on his end. Since we found out about the affair, we have all sunk a lot of time and effort into supporting his kids and have generally been no contact with him. My sister and I have both expressed how hurtful he has been since she was nicer than me and have since been no contact. He has not made any contact with any of us, my other brother included, but will tell his children that we are terrible because we haven't reached out to him and see how he's doing. My mom invited him to Thanksgiving, and he has decided he's coming and he's going to bring his affair partner and her child. I think we should tell him not to bring her, that it's too soon and not a good idea, but my mom is afraid my brother will cut all of us off and will keep his kids from her and us. It's definitely a terrible, difficult situation, and no choices feel good. So am I the asshole for telling my brother not to bring his affair partner to Thanksgiving?
Definitely not the asshole, but
Sticky situation.
But yeah, it's just you got to talk it over with your mom, because it's also not totally fair for her.
I think mom is also like trying to like get that connection back, though.
Yeah, she's trying really hard. She's probably trying too hard.
Yeah,
she's bending over a little too much.
Yeah, because it's like if they've been the ones taking care of his children, and his children don't talk to him, and they don't talk to him, why the fuck is he even invited?
Yeah, no, he's not being respectful.
It almost sounds more like the mom is trying to make some kind of inroads between the kids and him.
Yeah.
And I think moms tend to do that.
Yeah.
They want
it's your kid.
Yeah. So I think the motives are probably pure on the mom's part.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I think Billy Dingleberry's son intentionally did that.
Yeah.
To like piss everybody off or freak everybody out or whatever.
This kid seems like a royal asshole.
Definitely asshole, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
like you picked up, just didn't come home one night and was like, I'm not coming back. Fuck you and our 17 years of marriage.
There was a great scene in the movie Harlem Nights.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that whole thing Sunshine came from.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was from that movie. So the one guy who was like a mafia bagman because he finally got a taste of sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
He like calls his wife. He goes, Harriet. Yeah, it's Jimmy. Yeah, hey, where are the kids? They're asleep. Okay. Hey, listen, I ain't coming home no more. Bye.
I think I've heard that sound somewhere before. Yeah.
Hung up.
I think I've heard that before. Yeah.
So clearly she was a sunshine. It was like, yo, Lucinda, I ain't coming home no more.
Yeah.
Bye.
Fuck you and them kids and the 17 years.
So the 17 years can go by very quickly. No, I'm serious.
No, I know.
I was married 23 years.
No, yeah.
Right. So a lot of times you stay longer for kids or for continuity's sake.
Right.
All that stuff. But to bring the side piece, and let me just say, I don't know all the details of this.
Right.
But if they're not divorced yet, or if this is still too new, like they're saying, like this is like recent.
Well, he's divorced, but it's been 2 years, I guess.
Well, 2 years might be enough time to introduce her to that family.
He's cut them off. That was the issue.
So he kind of like, but then he said, okay, I'll come, but I'm only if I can bring her. If I were his mom, if I were the host, I'd probably say okay, like conditionally. I'd talk to the grandkids.
Right.
And if it's going to hurt them or cause them more distress, then I would cancel.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
That's really all I would do.
Exactly.
Honestly, I would leave it up to them.
Exactly.
Because it's their father.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But definitely 0 on the film is for even doing that.
Yeah, 0.
Like, yo, Ma, I'm going to bring Slut Lucinda with me. Right?
The one I left everyone for.
I'm bringing home wrecker Lucinda. Right.
That is crazy.
A lot of these stories are just
Imagine like taking the group photos. Come on, say cheese. Right?
I know. Come on. And Lucinda's over there. No. You come in. Give me the picture.
You know what? I do that. That would be. Sorry. It's unbelievable.
All right. Well, last one. Title is, Am I the asshole for being upset because my sister-in-law accused me of being a homewrecker?
What?
That's the title.
Wait, the sister-in-law is not the homewrecker?
No, she accused her of being a homewrecker.
Oh, because you know what that's almost like?
What's it almost like?
It's almost like when you have a cringy sister-in-law that like moves into your house and causes all sorts of disruptions with you and your actual life, to the point where she's almost a homewrecker. Almost like that.
Almost.
Gotcha.
All right.
Hit me.
I, 30 female, have been married to my husband, John, 32 male, for the past 2 years, but we dated for 3 before that. When I met my now husband, we were colleagues at a work office, and he was in a relationship, but so was I. My ex-boyfriend and I were having many complications in our relationship, but I was more to blame than he was. Eventually, we decided on being friends, but still had a great relationship. John was going through the same thing. We never did anything intimate or flirty while he was in a relationship with Jessica. He eventually broke up with her and started dating me, but I said I needed time, so we waited a couple of months before making things official. That's the backstory. My brother Adam got married a couple of months ago to Sarah, and to my knowledge, Sarah and Jessica are good friends. Jessica was her bridesmaid. Thanksgiving was a couple of days ago, and I hosted at my home. Adam brought Sarah, and Sarah brought Jessica. I didn't mind it, nor did my husband, because Jessica has brought her now fiance. We are all sitting down when Sarah said, "Are we not going to address the elephant in the room?" Everyone, including me, looked confused because the night was going pretty well. She looked at me. This homewrecker is happy while she sits across from the girl whose relationship she ruined. I was shocked and angry for her to accuse me of such a thing. She then rambled on about how my husband's and Jessica's relationship was great. Jessica told her to stop and that their relationship was already done before he even met me. She didn't stop. I yelled and cussed at her to get out of my house. My brother told me that his wife sometimes gets things mixed up and that I was wrong for kicking her out without hearing her out. I told him that she boldly accused me of being a homewrecker in front of 30 plus guests and that I heard enough out of her mouth already. Jessica apologized to me for how Sarah spoke to me. I told her it wasn't her fault and that Sarah should be the one apologizing. A couple of my family members are starting to believe Sarah and also accuse me of being a homewrecker. Jessica and my husband agree that I'm not the homewrecker here, but everyone doesn't see it that way. Am I the asshole?
No, fuck Sarah.
Fuck Sarah, exactly. If the dude's ex-girlfriend has
fine.
no problem with you, and
Exactly.
she's like, our relationship was done before he even met you. Like, I'm not tripping. Why the fuck is Sarah putting her 2 cents in?
Yeah, she does not have the right to do that.
No rights. And then her husband, she just gets things wrong. You should have just heard her out. I heard her loud and clear. She called me a homewrecker.
Were you guys done? Because you sure? Because
I think that's what
I don't know.
Yeah,
You guys
just
were
throw it.
sorry. I know.
Fuck that bitch.
I know.
Yeah.
So,
we were saying fuck that bitch though.
Yeah.
you know what I find most interesting about a lot of these posts, not just this one? For whatever reason, I guess when you're talking about family and like feeling angry, they use real names. I'm sure Sarah's really that bitch's name.
Yeah,
I'm
Jessica
sure all
is
these
too.
people
Yeah,
like Christopher and Jesse.
Yeah.
All that's real.
yeah,
They're not hiding shit. They want to be found. They
Yeah.
want those posts to be found by those
Yeah.
people. Now, do I think Sarah is out of line? Yeah.
yeah.
She didn't need to do that.
At all.
Okay, but what it does sound a little bit like,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, it sounds a little bit like an overreaction.
Yeah,
Meaning she might have already been tired and stressed from the holiday. She may have had to cook a bunch.
yeah,
People get a little antsy, a little cranky. I know I'm guilty of that every once in a while. If I got a lot going on, like I become a little short-tempered.
Yeah, there's some things you can excuse, and there's some things you can't.
Or-
Here comes Hurricane. I'm waiting for this.
Jessica really just might be Sarah's best friend. And at the end of the day,
Sisters before misters.
Yes.
That's it.
yes. And she might have not knew the full story. And in her head, she was like, this bitch took him away from my best friend. At the end of the day, she might see it like that. And she thought she was defending her best friend or got fed up with it, which she shouldn't have.
Issues, you don't
Exactly.
bring it up during Thanksgiving
You don't bring it up during Thanksgiving dinner. You really don't. But maybe
Unless you
it
want to have fun.
unless you want to have fun. Exactly.
I'm saying,
Exactly.
Listen, Josh and I bring shit all the time.
Exactly.
Things you're not supposed to.
I know neither of you watched Gossip Girl, but there was one episode on there where they had everybody in just one table and everyone was just outed while Jason Derulo's What You Say played in the background. And it was just, I was like, this was one of the best Thanksgiving episodes I've seen on TV. It was so much drama. So, if you want fun, go ahead.
Yeah, she's a shit stirrer.
Exactly. But you don't do, I feel like, especially not at the person's house that you're at.
Right.
Because this is her house.
That's so rude.
That was the issue.
Look, a lot of people take that sort of my house, my rules thing a little too seriously. Okay. And it's definitely a generational thing also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I can tell you honestly, for example, like my own father, he gets like super excited when you tell him you're coming like with the kids or whatever.
Right.
Until you get there.
Yeah.
And then it's like we're not even there.
Yeah.
Nothing at all changes.
Yeah.
His routine doesn't deviate a
Exaggeration.
fucking 1 inch. Right? Dad, where are you going? I'm going to Red Rock.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, bye. Bye.
Yeah, she's going
And
to
by
Red
the
Rock.
way, when he was there, when I was like playing poker with him, he
Mhm.
ignored me too. Like he just like got up and left. Like he went to get something to eat and left, and then he went to go play something else and came back.
He didn't give a fuck about y'all being there. He was.
He didn't give-
Hey, I had a friend who they had New Year's Eve at their grandparents, and like around 11, their grandparents was like, "Well, we're gonna go to the casino, so you guys can stay and finish like New Year's Eve.
God.
We're gone." They didn't even fucking stay till 12. They left. So hey, I guess that's better than leaving in the middle of New Year's Eve.
I'll tell you what. Don't laugh. But Eric Grandpa will do that too.
Yeah, exactly.
And like my kids are using my house for a New Year's party or something.
No, I'm gonna go play poker. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
See? Exactly.
Find me a commerce or whatever.
See? Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, don't worry, HR's gonna supervise.
Exactly.
No, it's
But there's a difference between that and then I feel like that's your house, sure. Like your dad's like, your house, he could do whatever he wants. But this isn't her house. And honestly, the girl who wrote this, she had the right to beat her ass. Because if you come into my home and you're calling me a homewrecker, I'm beating your ass.
I was waiting for when Karina was getting ready to get violent.
I'm beating ass.
I'd be violent. It's a lot of work
exactly. And then you come in my home accusing me to be a homewrecker? Bitch, fuck you. Now you're getting your ass beat and you're not eating. Fuck you. I'll stick that turkey leg up somewhere else.
Damn. Oh, do you know what Josh did get?
What did you get?
It looked so amazing.
What did you get?
It was actually awful. He bought. Have you seen those like ice creams that are shaped like turkeys and they look like?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He got one of those, right? And
Baskin Robbins.
Yeah. Yeah, and he got a cookies and cream, which is one of my favorite flavors.
Yeah.
But the outside of it was like so sweet. It was like hardened caramel. And it was like so over the top. I couldn't. I had like a taste. I just couldn't eat it. And the raspberry pie that I like, they didn't have it this year. The fucking apple pie, which I hate.
Oh.
Pumpkin pie, which I had, but it's not my favorite, but it's okay. Then a pumpkin pie cheesecake, which I won't touch because I hate cheesecake. And then a fucking pecan pie.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's what I've been fucking saying. Crumble had those because all last week Crumble had pies, and everyone was saying that one was the best pie, and I was like, that means every other pie fucking sucked because if pecan pie was the best pie, that fucking sucked.
It's so sweet.
People like that. I never liked pecan.
Me neither.
I never liked them raw. I don't like them on pie. I don't like them in cookies.
Me neither.
There's only one thing I like to do wrong.
Oh God.
What? Oh, who said? Did I say that out loud? Just kidding. What? What?
Mm-hmm.
It's my podcast.
It's my house. It's my podcast.
That's right. It's this is my castle. My podcast.
Your podcast.
Podcastle.
I think there's an app named Podcast.
Call me the Pod of Thunder.
I'm like, we can't get that one. There's an app called Podcast.
Oh man.
You know what's
I guess just take it.
When you actually think of that legitimately, like as an original thought,
it's already. I know.
Alex said, like, "Damn, that was a good one."
I know.
Oh, somebody already has it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's our Thanksgiving folly.
Yeah.
So, Hurricane.
Yes.
Tell them where they can find.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate all the support. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at The Bentama Confirm and at The Late Podcast. You can visit our Twitter and TikTok at Bentama Confirm. You can visit our website at eblawfirm.us or you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Eric.
Oh, bye. Sorry.